Guys, my name is Zahid from Abbey Property, letting agent in Luton. I got today Sheran with me. He's a local businessman. Going to delve into who he is, what he does, and what it is that inspired him to get started. Sheran, tell me a bit about yourself. What's your background?
So I am a graduate in computer science. Thankfully, I managed to land a job before I even graduated at Infosys. And so I was there for a few months, and I wasn't quite getting that push in my career that I needed. There was a lot of theory going on. I wanted some proper hard work to get myself into,
Yeah.
but that wasn't happening. Not just that, but the dreams of obviously of going into a massive company, being given hard work that keeps you up at night was not happening.
Okay.
And I kept thinking to myself, is this what a career is all about? Because this isn't a career that I wanted. And then I got put into a project with HSBC, and coronavirus hit then. And so I'd finished my training from September till December. I was in my training phase. I was trained on I was trained on Java and various other programming languages. Then after December, I requested Infosys, I go, guys, look here, I don't really need to come to the office anymore because everything that you guys need to help these guys on, I could do it myself at home. Because before I was in uni, I used to stay 5 to 6 days per week at the uni library learning all this stuff. So I was already ahead of the game anyways. And so after uni, we went to Infosys, and in Infosys that happened in December. Obviously, I stopped going to the office then. But then the problem was that I got put into HSBC, but I wasn't actually given a start date. And so I was stuck. I was thinking, I didn't just build up all that compound learning. Because as you know, when you learn something for a few years, you basically add to the skill over time. And I was thinking, no, I don't want to lose this. So I started teaching on the side. Started teaching Java, I started teaching small things to students who wanted to learn them. Because I didn't want to lose the skill. Then I thought, you know what? Because since 2017, I always thought I'd have my own business. But it wasn't a concrete and structured thing. It was just, I want my own business because I want to live life on my own terms and work on my own terms and everything. But obviously, more mature and more wiser people said to me that I need to be in the field for some time first. So it was like one of those relationships that eventually is going to happen, but everyone can see it happen. It's just that it hasn't happened right now. So while I was at Infosys, about a year went, and I was still ringing them saying that, when are you going to put me on a project with HSBC? They're like, oh, coronavirus happened, you have to wait X, Y, Z. So they were paying me, but I wasn't doing any work. And I was strongly against that because, look, that's the same model that our elders used when sending money to Pakistan, where they were constantly giving them money, but nothing was coming out of it. And human beings constantly need to be challenged, and problems have to be put in front of them.
Yep.
Now, if you take away that problem-solving ability of a human being that he spent so much time to build, he goes crazy. There's no way to keep him satisfied and sane after that. So I obviously started teaching on the side. Then I started doing my own small projects on the side. Then it just turned into a business. What happened was, the actual story was, what happened was, I went to, I thought, yeah, let me go on a holiday to Turkey. Why not? When I went to Turkey, amidst all this, because December had just gone, January had started, and I booked my holiday for February. Because I thought, I'm not going to work anyways. I can get the work done in 3 days anyways. Take my laptop with me, I'll do it. So I went there and I thought, you know what, let me, this was not planned, by the way, it just happened. I went there and I didn't quite like the website of the hotel that I was staying at.
Yep.
So at dinner time, I met the director of the company, the company owner. I said, I don't like your website. He looked at me as if I just swore at his mom. I was like to him, I don't like your website. But then as soon as he made that face, I was like, I'll fix it for you. He goes, okay, how much are you going to charge me? I'll go, whatever you want to pay. Because I was thinking, I'm in Turkey now. I'm not in the United Kingdom. I can't put a contract in front of his face and expect him to sign it. I'm in Turkey. If he doesn't pay me, what am I going to do? So I thought, let me spin this in a way that makes sense to me and to him. I'll go, pay me whatever you want. He goes, okay, your food and drink and your hotel fees for the week, I'm going to give them back to you. And your food and drinks will be free in my hotel for a week. I'll go, safe, that works for me. And what I did was, the plan was every single day I'd do sightseeing till like 2, 3 o'clock. And from 2, 3 o'clock afterwards, I'd be with him and we're building the website. Up until a few months ago, when he called me to do something else, when he called me to make the website not live, since 2020 till 2023, until 2024, he was constantly making around $5,000 a month from that website. Just the changes that I made. Because I put a book.
What was it from before?
From
before the change?
Before he wasn't making any money online.
Okay.
Before he wasn't making any money online, because I implemented a booking system.
Okay.
And he had quite a good, on Google, he had quite a good rating there. So a lot of people were booking on his website, or booking on his booking engine, and he was making around $5,000 a month from it.
And how much did he pay you for that?
He paid me around...
How much were you reimbursed for the hotel, the food, drinks?
I'd say around £200 because I started eating like a junkie after that.
Okay. Okay. So that's mainly been your sort of, main inspiring moments that sort of got you into it, from the whole hotel experience, etc., and maybe like other few projects that you've done, etc., on the side. So during this whole period, whilst you're coming up newly as a new businessman yourself, plus you're young at the time as well, what age did you start at?
21.
21. Okay, so at that kind of young age, you're not going to really have too much of experience of life as well. So what kind of experiences did you go through, and what's your age right now?
So I'm 25 right now. And
last 4 years you've been in, yeah?
The last 4 years I've been on this. Now, while I was in business, from what I understood, because obviously I understood a lot of things practically, which I made sense of afterwards theoretically.
Yeah.
So business is not about making money. Business is about making money, but also about building something that basically expands your values, your principles, and all that, and it like puts that into the world. For example, what do I mean by that? I'm a human being. I like a certain thing. That would be reflected in my business.
Yeah.
I like charity events. I put money into them. Everything you're interested in, money gives you the power to basically go and make a change there. The intelligence you get in business because, for example, in my business, the way it works is I've got links and I've got introductions with many, many different fields. Sometimes a problem may come to me and I can't solve it, so I just ring the person that might ring my client. Next thing you know, they've got a solution for me. Doctors, lawyers, I don't know, car people. Most of these fields I've worked with. So whenever I have a problem, I always remember, because what happens is, when someone's your client and you actually care about your work, you start learning more about that field than you would if you weren't. Or rather, I'm not there to buy a service from them. I'm there to help them sell their service. So naturally, you learn about the tips and secrets from inside.
Okay. So getting into this work in the first place, right? What has it inspired you to, very shortly get into it? And what are you trying to achieve at it?
Get into business or software engineering?
Software engineering. So what's your main sort of mission out of this, and what's the vision that you?
Software engineering is all about building products, building services, building applications, building. I'll be honest with you. In the beginning, it was a bit about the money. Because I thought, okay, I can go into this field, and I can make a hell of a lot of money. Slowly, it became about affecting other people's lives. So, for example. Right now, the applications that I've built have started off with just an idea between me and a client. They've then expanded, and now I've got about 5 or 6 families eating after that one idea. Because it's turned into an application now.
How does a software benefit humanity though? Okay,
so what is the only purpose of software development that I see is a repetitive task made streamlined and made in a way where it's automated. That's the only way. So, for example, if I'm talking to you. You're going to put this podcast somewhere and about 100 million people can see it. A million people can see it, 10,000 people can see it, 1,000 people can see it. That's called technology. That's automated software. Where this one conversation goes there. Now, I use Trello for my project management, for example. And whether Trello have not paid me to say this, I'm just saying because I like the experience. Trello allows me to organize my projects into folders and the tasks of those projects. And how much time the tasks are going to take, and I'm able to then give them tasks to my team and basically get them to do it, and then put it green and amber. It just automates and simplifies everything. So if you think about this, 100 years ago, let's look at the road of technology. 100 years ago, you would need about 20 people to do what I do on my own nowadays. But because I use technology, I can do it all on my own.
Makes sense. But isn't technology like all about coding and putting noughts and crosses and stuff like that on zeros and ones?
Let me make this simple.
How's that impacting someone's life?
Coding is all about communicating to a computer. Communicating to a computer system. I want you to do this. Now, building something, for example, shelter can be given to you with just a ceiling, a chimney, and nothing else around it. But then you have to also think about the weather, right? And that's why people build their houses in a certain way. And then you also have to think about food and drink. So you have a kitchen. So all these things are when you throw, let's say, when you kick the barrel down the hill and just see where it goes. When it comes to software applications, you got to prepare for every circumstance that comes along the way, every possibility. And one of the main things is that when you code, through coding, softwares are built. And when softwares are built, all the repetitive tasks become streamlined because the computer is doing it for you.
But why should humans be bothered about technology? What kind of advantages can it give them with that?
Our biggest commodity is time. And software saves you a hell of a lot of time. Another commodity that we have is money. And software saves you a hell of a lot of money. I pay a £20 a month subscription for a certain software that saves me having to hire 50 to 100 people to do it.
So with your company that you're running at the moment and any other software companies out there, what's the sort of the main difference that someone can expect to see?
So, for example, with myself, my experiences, my skills, my age, my look, how you judge a software development company is not
Yeah.
based is based on a few factors. Firstly, what sort of projects have they worked on?
Yeah.
Secondly, what is the experience and what is the education level and what is the maturity level of the founder?
Yeah.
Now, for example, in business, we look for alignment a lot of the time.
Okay.
I can't work with people who don't understand technology to a certain degree.
Okay.
They need to at least understand that it's beneficial in human terms.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
My target audience would be people that are, obviously everyone looks for clients that have a certain amount of money,
Yeah. Yeah.
would be sophisticated people
Mhm.
that at least understand and can make sense of things.
Yeah.
Not people after baby.
Okay.
I can't work with someone after baby.
Mhm.
At the same time, when people come to me, when I look at them, I always think, do they have the characteristics I need to succeed? Because over the last 5 years, I've helped businesses succeed, and some businesses have been destroyed
Okay.
just because they didn't align with me.
Mhm.
I had a client come to me a few years ago. He didn't know me. I didn't know him. And he had a software, a really, really good software I did in the heights of COVID. And within a month, he made £30,000 on the software.
Mhm.
Within 1 month.
Yeah.
All he did was, and I said this with the utmost respect to everyone that's watching, it's not about your software development company making your product succeed. It's about how well you use your software development company
Yeah.
and how well their skills and you together and your alignment makes the product succeed. And if that's not doing well, the software can be as hot as you need it to be. You'll end up sending it to somebody.
Yeah.
Or it'll end up just sitting on someone's computer. That's it.
Okay. Let's say I want to get into this industry, right?
Yeah.
I want to become a software coder and developer, and I want to start producing, codes for other people, etc. But obviously, I need to make money, right? So how long will it take me to initially learn before I can get my first pound?
Okay, so the advice that I normally give people, and the advice that I did not take myself, hence I give it, is start off with going for the end result.
Okay.
What that means is, I normally offer clients the option: do you want me to code it, or do you want me to just get a template site and make it? It's up to you. But what I would advise you to do is start with the end result, which means a template website. Let's say, for example, someone wants a website. You can find a template online and make them a website and charge about £500 to £1,000 on that. And it would take you a few days to make. Or what I do is I have a specific designer who designs things according to the way I want it, and then I put that on for the client because obviously they pay a bit more money for my services. And it looks good and it looks quality to the rest of the market. The main thing is looking at what the market does and starting off at the lowest part. But what I would say is, if you want to get started, do 5 projects for free. Do 5 projects for free and just ask for reviews. Once you do that, then after that, you can basically shout to the world that I'm worth this and I'm worth that.
Okay.
Now, so some of the projects I'm doing now are 10K plus. And the next projects I'm going to do are not going to be of that level. Are not going to be the same price. They're going to be 20K plus.
Yep.
Just because I can do them a lot quicker, a lot more efficient, and I'm going to make less mistakes doing them. And the client's paying me for that level of service, not for obviously the end result.
Yeah.
Because the end result with the reputation attached to it carries responsibility.
Okay.
And so responsibility, you can always be questioned upon, and responsibility is expensive.
How long will it take me to learn the skill set, do those 5 projects, learn my mistakes, and then first get my first paycheck?
I say 6 months.
6 months, yeah, definitely possible. Okay, interesting. And within that time, what language would you recommend learning to code in?
I'd say start with a WordPress website.
Okay.
WordPress you can learn within a week or 2. It doesn't take that long.
And then get a couple of clients from there.
You get a couple of clients.
And then push it out.
That's
the easiest one of doing it.
Yes, that's the easiest way of doing it.
After
that, when you're in the market, then you can start answering the market's demands.
Okay.
So, for example, someone says that I want a website coded in React.js.
Okay.
Be like, okay. But then you have to learn React.js, because and I say this with utmost respect of the field, I would never ever recommend to manage a project on something that you can't do yourself.
Okay.
Because a lot of the time you are going to have to do things yourself, and it's more stress when you can't do the thing. When you can do the thing, you don't mind. I'll spend 20 minutes here and then do it.
Okay, that's fine. But in terms of, let's say, for example, you want to get into it, right? You want to keep your options open as much as possible. So, what would you recommend? Like, I don't know, Python or something, or
no. It depends what technology is better to solve the problem that you're trying to solve.
Okay.
It's like, for example, if I want to go from here to Pakistan in a car, which car am I going to take? it's going to be different from the car that I'm going to take to the local corner shop, right?
Okay.
So with technology, it works the exact same.
Yeah.
So for example, if I'm dealing with data science, I would use Python.
Yeah.
If I'm trying to build
So you're looking for data science, yeah?
yes,
Okay.
data science, like messing around
Science. Okay.
messing around the data, manipulating data, and all
Yeah.
that stuff. I'd use
Python.
Python.
Okay.
But if I was doing, I don't know, if I was building a website that needs utmost customization, I'd use HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and even then I'd use JavaScript frameworks.
Okay, so depending on which field you want to go into,
depending on what the task is that the client needs,
okay.
you make a decision on what technology you're going to use, because all of them have their own advantages and disadvantages.
Okay, so I need to look at what is my main sort of interests, what kind of projects I want to get involved in, and then based on that, I need to decide the language that I want to use. Okay.
So for example, if someone says to you that I want you to rejig the entire day of my organization and mess around with it, I'd say don't be silly, go for Python. That's the best thing you can go for.
Okay.
If someone says I want a project that's going to be maintained for the next 20 years, I'd say go for Java, because Java's pretty heavy. If you say to me that you want to build another thing about software is that you need to make sure that you're going for a software programming language that has a good backing. React.js is backed by Facebook, so you can assure yourselves that there's always going to be updates coming up on them. Then you need to make sure they've had an update recently. They update based upon what the market needs, and they always have a new solution for what you need in the field at that moment in time, just like any other business.
Okay, if someone wants to get into this, right, is it better for them just to do it on their own, or join a part of maybe your team or another company they can learn from? Or
I'd say have a mentor. Get advice.
A mentor, yeah.
Get advice, because there's a lot of skills that you need that won't be given to you by a company, and there's a lot of mistakes that you're going to make that there's no point you making them when other people have made them as a freelancer.
Yeah. Okay. So during this whole period, obviously you've been doing it for like the good part of the last 4 years now, right? You're going to have a lot of challenges that are going to come back and come towards you. So sometimes maybe like a project's not handed and going in the right direction. Maybe the expectations from the customer was something else as well. So what sort of setbacks have you had from maybe your own, your own experience, or maybe part of your team, and how have you handled those? I'm
glad you asked me this question, because this is one thing I want to communicate to the audience. August 2023. My birthday is August the 23rd. I was chasing a client for a month and he never paid me. The project was supposed to start, he never paid me. August 23rd, I went out for my birthday and I was sad, because I'd been chasing this client for the whole month and he hadn't paid me, and now we're near the end of the month. Okay. I went home and I was thinking, what do I do now? But emotions are useless unless they push you towards doing something about it. So I rang my team and I was like, you know what? If we're going to go out, we're going to go out on a high, not on a low. Because to be honest with you, look, I left full-time employment on a £60,000 a year salary. And so I could go back in easily. I have the skills I need. But I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to throw in the towel. So what I did was say to my team, I go, look, for the next 7 days till 31st of the month here, we're going to work our backsides off here until we land one client. If we land one client, I'll consider it a success. That's the target. So what I did then was, within 1 day, I made my own portfolio website of my own portfolio of my career, of my qualifications, everything. And I literally messaged every single person on my contacts list. Do you know anyone that wants a software development project? Now, the thing is, when you do that, the possibilities of success are high, because you are increasing the amount of people that you speak to. Now, I was messaging and calling and messaging and calling, and I feel like the universe naturally gives back to you when you do stuff like that. You're just walking in the way of opportunity. On the last day, on the 31st of the month, around 9 a.m. in the morning, at 4 a.m. in the morning, I sent the message. Around 9 a.m. in the morning, I got a yes. Okay. The 31st of the month. All right. 3 o'clock, I signed the contract. And I was able to pay my bills. And that happened to me in August 2023, and that happened to me in October 2023. Okay. Where the whole month, I was just running and making no money. And the last day of the month, I managed to land a client. October, I landed a client that paid me $3,000 on the day. Okay, cool. And that sorted me out. So the thing that I want to say to you is that, in business, as a business owner, when you go through struggles like this, after that, struggles aren't really a struggle to you, because you're like, I've already been through that, I've already faced that, I've already done that. What advice would you give to someone who's looking to get into this? Looking to get into coding? Build thick skin, firstly. Secondly, understand that making money for anything is about providing a service. Providing a service means that you're going to have to listen to people. I started off my career working with clients that would pay a couple £100. now I only work with clients I pay a couple of £1,000, and
Yeah.
the quality difference of the client is massive.
Yes, yes.
With a couple of £100 clients, no one needs to turn up to meetings. The couple of £1,000 clients, they all turn up to meetings exactly how I want them to turn up,
Yeah.
and they turned up with preparation exactly how I want them to turn up. The couple of £100 clients never cared about deadlines.
Mhm.
The couple of £1,000 clients want a deadline, and the price, obviously the money is good, but the reflection of the price is the quality of the person and the quality that you're expected to deliver as well.
Okay.
So what the advice that I would give is just start.
Mhm.
Stop thinking of it as an idea. Stop thinking
Yeah.
of it as a pastime. Start. And the whole game changed for me when I let go of software engineering as a side hustle and turned it into my full-time thing.
Yeah.
That's when it all changed for me. I went head in. And I'll be honest with you, although it has its struggles, although it has its ups and downs, I would not change it for the world.
Mhm.
Because of business, I was able to see my grandma in December, who passed away a few months ago. Because of business, I was able to go Pakistan last month. Because of business, I'm able to do what I want, when I want, however I want. I can sleep every time I want.
Mhm.
I can wake up every time I want. But because I already have the discipline of working hard, I don't stop. Like the other day, I was working on a project, and the due date was Friday. And on Wednesday, one of my workers said to me that, I've got no electricity, and I need to, I can't do any of the work. So I literally got in my car, go to my office, bought an energy drink, and stayed up till 3 a.m. doing the work.
Okay.
And then the next day I did the same thing. And on Friday I got paid,
Yeah.
and I was happy because that's just the nature of the work.
Yes, yes.
When you're managing a project, you are gonna have to go into it and do something sometimes, and you can't shy away from it.
Mhm.
You have to get some dust on your face, innit? It's just
Yeah.
it's just the game. The game is the
It's
game.
part and parcel.
It's the game is the game, and if you can't do that, then you shouldn't be there.
Of course. Sheran, pleasure having you on board.
Likewise.
Thank you for coming around and for your time. If you're looking to get started with this, get in touch. Or if you're looking for a software application, get in touch with him as well. I'm sure he'll be able to sort you out.